Marvin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vern. For this session, we have three speakers, and I shall begin by introducing to you Dr. Jocelyn Guadalupe. She is an assistant professor of music education at the College of Music, University of the Philippines, where she also finished her PhD in sociology and anthropology of education earlier this year. She performs as a member of Musica Sofia, an ensemble specializing in early music. Her past research projects include the UP College of Music undergraduate theory entrance test standardization in 2012 and 2018. She is currently the co-project leader of the Bamboo Music Instrument Innovation and Research Program Documentation Project, which is from 2019 to 2022. She has presented in conferences in Singapore, Indonesia, Japan, Russia, and the USA. And her publications include articles printed in the Musica Jornal, Saysay Himig Sourcebook, and the UNESCO British Council's IMMLE proceedings. She is the former president and currently, she's the auditor of the Philippine Society for Music Education, and she's also a founding member of the Society for Strategic Education Studies and current board member of the UP College of Music Alumni Association. She also served as a committee member of the Commission of Higher Education Teacher Education Panel and the Philippine National Commission for Culture and the Arts National Music Committee. Her paper for today will be entitled, or is entitled, Pedagogical Possibilities in the Documentation of Selected Bamboo Music Traditions of the Philippines.
Good day to our APSE 2021 conference participants. As part of the APSE Pedagogy panel, let me share with you the presentation entitled Pedagogical Possibilities in the Documentation of Selected Bamboo Music Traditions of the Philippines. The presentation is foregrounded on projects and events on ethnomusicology and music education. The survey began by Dr. Jose Maceda in 1953 was continued with a focus on bamboo music instrument (BMI) traditions in 2018 by multi-agency research teams. In music education, the contextualization policy of the Philippine K-12 reform was enhanced by a handbook on teachers as ethnographers by former Maceda researcher and noted educational anthropologist Dr. Eufrasio Abaya. With music educators being involved in the BMI ethnography within the context of teachers as ethnographers, the pedagogies of possibility are set into motion. The framework of analysis centers on the possibilities and issues associated with place-based education in music utilizing the ethnographic process. The ethnographic data gathering process was focused on the collection of fourfold details regarding the bamboo musical instrument traditions. These include 1. The setting and the people. 2. The nature of the bamboo musical instruments. 3. The supply chain from the bamboo materials to their production. And 4. The transmission of bamboo musical knowledge and traditions amid changes in the environment. For each ethnographic site, the research team was composed of 1 ethnographer, 1 music educator, audio and video documenters, transcriber, 2 layout editors and language editors, 1 video director, 1 music education consultant, 1 ethnomusicology archivist, 1 finance coordinator, and 1 overall research coordinator. After data gathering by the team, the following processes were observed: from the gathering of pictures, documents, videos, and interviews, followed by writing the reports and modules. The interview transcript reports and modules were submitted to the interlocutors, the National Council for Indigenous Peoples, or NCIP, and the DepEd, or Department of Education, for member check and validation, after which final editing was done. For music education, the Teachers as Ethnographers Handbook by educational anthropologist Eufrasio Abaya detailed how ethnographic data can be integrated with the official K-12 curricula in module writing. An example from the handbook shows research questions, data sets, and techniques. On the left, circled in yellow. On the rightmost, the competencies are cited from the curriculum, circled in blue, while column 4 integrates these competencies in the design of activities with the dataset in mind, circled in green. As stated previously, validation was also done by the national focal person in the Department of Education Bureau of Learning Standards. After looking at the methodology, what are the stories from the ethnography that offer possibilities for pedagogy? Stories from the field include apprenticeship in families, here shown by a grandson playing the musikong bumbong from Bulacan with his grandfather, instrument maker, watching, and the module writer also looking at how the process was done. Another instance, ethnomathematics in instrument construction, here demonstrated by Kalinga musician Dr. Benicio Socong, measuring distance in flute holes using 2 fingers. Here he is seen demonstrating to our forester researchers. In the third picture, we are listening to bandmaster Romel Gragera of Angono, detailing how the social-political life of Angono's bamboo instrument tradition happened when he mentioned the story of the accident of musiko bumbong players after playing in the inauguration of Philippine President Manuel Luis Quezon. Socio-cultural celebrations and rituals, such as the Kanya, were also documented. Games, dances, and visual art were integrated. These pictures were taken during the Cordillera World Bamboo Day celebration last September 2019. Bamboo integrated into daily life is also documented. In these pictures, mothers help daycare workers construct a fence using bamboo. A forester member, researcher of the documentation team from the OST, measures the bamboo plant used in making the karatong bamboo slit drum of Dulag, Leyte. Important personages were interviewed, noting how their life histories figured in the development of bamboo making traditions of their places. Shown here, Professor Josefino Toledo and the Quezon City's Pangkat Kawayan, SPA junior high school students from Bulacan performing musikong bumbong, Selwyn Tagle, organ builder from the Las Piñas Bamboo Organ, and Dipolog's elementary music teacher and luthier Jay Sarita in his bamboo rondalla workshop. The ethnographies done in situ from 2018 and 2019 the team were Cordillera, Bulacan, Binyan, Santa Mesa, Quezon City, Angono in Luzon Island, Dulag, Leyte in the Visayas, and Dipolog in Mindanao. The documenters for the ethnography were assigned from the ethnographic places, while the interviews via Zoom or Facebook call when Zoom connection was not possible. This was done in February when there was already the pandemic. In online ethnography, the importance of accessible sites and available documenters in the ethnographic places is advantageous. We also made derivative activities from the ethnographies, which included virtual concerts and online games via social media for wider dissemination and awareness of bamboo music instruments. Shown here, alternative music icon Joey Ayala with the researchers and the dipolog Bamboo Rondalia during the concert sponsored by the DOST during the National Science and Technology Week in November 2020. So aside from the ethnographies, the publications derived from the ethnographic research included teaching modules integrating the K-12 music curriculum with the collected ethnographic data. 2 volumes of general music teaching modules were written for elementary, grades 1 to 6, and junior high school, grades 7 to 10. These comprised 10 lessons for each volume, and for the K-12 curricula in mind, by established music educators from the Philippine Society for Music Education Board. Aside from the published works to be distributed for free to the Department of Education Division offices, as well as the ethnographic sites, a website for these integrating technical, scientific, and musical educational knowledge was designed. The website contains BMI makers, both commercial and indigenous, processing technology centers, publications such as the modules, and value chain analysis for instrument production. The teaching modules in the publication follow the daily lesson log format of the Department of Education. This is for the easier familiarity and reading of teachers in the field. A portion of the modules is devoted to teachers' remarks, so that teachers can put in their comments regarding the module as they have taught it. The ethnographic reports include ethnomusicological information, whereas portions of the ethnographic report, along with the photo and video documentation, accompany the teaching modules. Arrangements and music transcriptions of folk song materials are also included in the teaching modules, along with pictures of each instrument in documented bamboo ensembles. In this slide, various bamboo instruments of the Pangkat Kawayan are shown. An arrangement for the same ensemble of the Philippine National Anthem is also printed with the modules. The teaching modules employ various videos from the ethnographic documentation to enhance the music lesson. These are sorted per lesson according to the place and grade level. All video excerpts in the teaching modules are lodged in the Bamboo Music Instrument or BMI YouTube channel. These contain excerpts of interviews with bamboo makers and musical performances integrated into the modules. After hearing our ethnographic stories, let us listen to our music educators' reflections after making the music lessons from the ethnographic data. 7 professors of music education and PSME board members answered the questions. The analysis of their reflections is shown in word clouds and tree maps. First, what pedagogical insights guided you in making the modules? Pedagogical insights from the 7 music educator cases include experiential music making done through exploration, creation, aspects of play, and improvisation. The mother tongue-based multilingual education, or MTB-MLE, interdisciplinary education, as well as Patricia Campbell's World Music Pedagogy, also informed the pedagogical insights. It can be said that music educators consider the nature of music experience as something that is place-based and experiential. As is the problem with general music education in schools, much of the materials are westernized and inaccessible to the Filipino learner. Seen in daily life is a step toward realizing meaningful music education. In considering local music, the possibility of places as nexus for time, culture, and people, Gruenwald, is made explicit and relatable. What challenges did you encounter in making the modules? The challenges identified by the music educators in writing the modules include access to music instruments and the module writer's ability to visualize and imagine the lesson despite a lack of direct contact with the students. In the implementation, besides instruments availability, connectivity in multimedia materials was also a challenge. Abaya's writings also note that for teachers, it is important that local knowledge is handled with care and respect, values that are inherent in indigenous cultures. It can also be said that since indigenous cultures have musical knowledge that is emanating from their social moral worlds, the implication for a technicist music curriculum that is only focused on musical elements alone bears examination. Thus, imagining and visualizing music lessons based from ethnographic data, given a highly technical and sometimes westernized music curricula, was a challenge for the module writers. What suggestion can you make in the preparation of place-based music modules? Music education reforms include music modules that are relevant and meaningful to learners through a rich provision of materials and practices derived from the community's local culture. This action will hasten musical meaning-making and a sense of identity among the learners. The music educators also suggested provisions for gathering line learners as the transmission for bamboo-making traditions. By using place-based music education, the discontinuity of school music education and local music realities is bridged in what anthropologists would call experience near. The contextualization policy of the K-12 is a step in the right direction, and what is needed for teachers to realize is the value of local ways of musicking in their places is important. Having teachers to do their own music ethnographies guided by ethical principles and the capacity to care empowers not only music educators, but also their learners into valuing what they have. What possibilities can you foresee for music education and ethnomusicology in contextualizing music education in the K-12? Music educators view possibilities in the changing nature or flux of music, community, and learning. In the education of children, the anthropological and social dimensions of education, along with ethnomusicology, provide look contexts of the whole music education. In summary, music education pedagogies of possibility in place-based education as a result of ethnographic research presents the nature of music experience and its learners as iterative processes and persons. Generative knowledge building and meaning-making in music are possible through designing doable, practical, and realistic lessons derived from local music experiences that feed into the learner's construction of one's musical life world consistent with one's place in the community. In conclusion, the pedagogies of possibility are made explicitly by recognizing the intersections between music education and ethnomusicology through place-based ethnographies. These ethnographies provide contexts of place and people that music educators can tap into in interspersing the music curriculum with their students' local realities. I thank the following for making the research and subsequent presentation possible. Thank you very much also to our APSE participants for your interest. As we say in Pampanga, dakal salamat po kayo. Thank you very much.